Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Before we go on today, I'd like you all to join me in raising a glass and wishing happy anniversary to none other than Japanese watch brand Orient. Hang on a minute. I'm getting a strong feeling of deja vu here. I would like you all to join me in raising a glass and wishing happy anniversary to the Orient Mako? Yes, it seems that, not to be outdone by their sister brand Seiko, Orient are now firmly on the anniversary bandwagon, releasing special limited edition anniversary models for every anniversary they can think of. In fairness though, these two models celebrate the 75th anniversary of the brand as a whole. I reckon that's probably worth a couple of limited editions, don't you? And that's exactly what we have here today, two limited edition Bambinos. One is an anniversary edition of their three-hander with period correct fonts, logos and two straps. And the other is an anniversary edition of the Bambino Sun and Moon, also with period correct fonts, logos and two straps. We're going to have a look at both of these over the course of the video. Now, you saw the pop-up? These watches were supplied to me by Watch Nation. Orient distribute their watches through a very limited global dealer network with only a handful of retailers selling them with full authorization and full warranties. Watch Nation is the official Orient dealer for the UK. They sell online and also through their bricks and mortar store in Chester, just a few miles from the Welsh border. I will of course leave links to the listings for both of these watches in the description of the video. You can get 10% off the retail price of either by giving them your email address, which is always a worthwhile exercise. Alright, two watches today then, so let's not hang around. They are obviously quite different clearly, but they are also similar in certain areas, so I'll try not to double handle them if you see what I mean. They both come in the same packaging for a start, this rather attractive anniversary box featuring a historic Orient logo, period correct, old school script and text letting you know this is an anniversary edition, and you get two straps as part of the package today. That's actually really rather nice. Both watches come fitted with a very pleasant suede upper leather backstrap with a second faux croc brown leather for more formal occasions as well. And if you are familiar already with this size of Orient Bambino, you'll know there is an extra reason why a second strap is gratefully received. Neatly segueing into dimensions and specifications. The three-hander has what we can now describe as the mid-sized men's Bambino case. So 40.5mm in diameter, 12.6mm thick, with a lug-to-lug of 46.5 and a lug width of 21mm. Ah yes, the old Bambino sucker punch, the awkward lug width. Crystal is domed mineral, water resistance is just that, i.e. 30 meters. Weight is nice and light though at 57 grams, and the movement is an in-house Epson F6724, which is a pretty basic 3 Hz 3-hand plus date movement with 22 joules and a roughly 40-hour power reserve. There is a semi-skeletonized rotor, some handsome, nice gold printing on the display caseback matching the script on both the dial of the watch and the packaging. But there are another couple of bits of script you should pay attention to here. The limited edition and number, this one being 386 out of 9,500. Two other bits of script you should probably pay attention to as well though are Thailand and made in Thailand. No surprises in the operation of this one. Roll forward to wind, pop the crown out to the first position, roll backwards to set the date, pop the crown out to the second position which hacks the movement, roll the crown backwards or forwards to set the time accordingly. Now moving on to the Sun Moon, it's basically the same case design, but it's a larger diameter, so 41.5mm in diameter, a seriously girthy 14.6mm thick though, with a 46.8 lug to lug, a tiny but identifiable difference in lug length then as well. The same awkward lug width at 21mm, the same crystal and water resistance rating. Weight though of the Sun Moon is substantially more at 74 grams due to the size, thickness and complexity. The movement in this one is an Epson F6B27. Now I assume it's the same base caliber but with extra modules on top of it. It has the same beat rate, the same dual count and the same power reserve. This one is even more limited though, being unit 1628 of 5,500, but you'll be pleased to know it also has those three magic words printed on the case back: made in Thailand. Now this one is a little bit more complicated to operate, but not too complicated. Roll the crown forward to wind, one pop to the first position, roll it forwards again to adjust the day of the week indicator in 12-hour increments, roll it backwards to adjust the date, pull the crown out to the second position to adjust the time, and as you can see, the sun moon, the day-night indicator effectively, follows the hour hand, but doing only one rotation for every two that the hour hand does. Now the cases may not be identical, but the case finish is. So fine horizontal brushing, really, it's so fine the direction of the brushing is almost imperceptible on the mid case, and high polish on the upper lug surfaces and the fixed bezel. There's also high polish on both case backs for comfort. If I show you the two side by side, Orient have done their best to disguise the thickness of the Sun Moon. That brushed section in the middle is only just over 5mm, but you can see how chunky it is. There ain't no way to disguise 14.6mm when it comes down to it. The crown on both of these is the same, it's 6.3mm and it offers plenty of grip for winding and setting. Now Bambino Crystal has always just been mineral, so do be careful with it. I remember putting a huge gouge in my first Bambino. Having said all that, it is a lovely piece of mineral and you should be alright if you are less clumsy than I am. Supplied straps, plural, are both excellent, particularly I think this suede one. It feels really good considering the modest asking price of the watches. It has Orient branding on both the strap and the hardware, and crucially it has quick release end-link so you can swap between the two supplied straps tool free. Do bear in mind though, if you want to use a third party straps, the lugs aren't super long, there's not a lot of space here, so not everything is going to fit comfortably. The brown one is perfectly acceptable as well. These aren't expensive watches, so getting two really nicely wearable straps as part of the package is actually rather welcome. Dial and hands, let's look at each watch in turn. The colours are the same, so champagne dial and rose gold indices, Roman numerals, blue handsets on both. It's not a new dial configuration though. This style has been available since the version 2 Bambino, which is many years old now. The only thing different here is the colour scheme and of course the vintage font used for the brand name. The three-hander is a good looking watch though. I'm not normally into Romans personally, but you notice they've only used actual Romans on the evens. They've used simple single batons on the odds, which just reduces the complexity a little bit and gives a bit more breathing space on the dial. If you want complexity though, go for the sun and moon. Not only do you have the Romans and the date complication at 3, but you have that day of the week indicator recessed at the 10 and the sun moon day-night indicator at the 4:30. Now as far as my loop and my macro lens can tell, these are just molded dials, so the Romans aren't applied, they're part of a single molding. The day of the week indicator is also part of that molding, but I presume, judging by the two screws holding it on, the cover that hides the bottom half of the sun moon indicator is a separate element. Same, but actually quite different then, and will cater for two different areas of the market. Those who like simplicity and those who like complexity. On wrist though, they do have a quite different feel. There's only 1mm between the diameters, but there's 2mm between the thicknesses and nearly 20 grams between the weight, and it's definitely the thickness and the weight that you notice more than the diameter. Both wear comfortably though, having said that, thanks to the high polished mineral crystal combination case back and the high quality leather straps. The suede one definitely a bit more compliant out of the box than the leather one, but even the leather one not too stiff initially, something the old Bambino straps were notorious for. In terms of legibility, the smaller watch offers the cleaner read because it has the cleaner dial. The central hands of the bigger watch find themselves competing with the two sub-registers for your eye's attention. No great surprises either way here, but the sun moon looks and feels like it's punching in a different class to the three-hander. Alright, moans and niggles. Well, they're both the larger, if not the largest Bambino case shape, so despite the dials, they don't quite have the mid-century elegance of the 38mm versions. And also, unlike the 38mm versions, these two still have that awkward 21mm lug width measurement. But hey, at least you get two straps in the box today. And the Sun Moon is a chunky monkey at over 14.5mm thick. That's dive watch thick. In fact, that's thick dive watch thick, as you can see here next to the SKX. So make sure you're all right with that before you order. And it's a nice piece of mineral crystal, but it is just still mineral crystal, so you don't get the clarity and durability of sapphire, nor the warmth of acrylic. And I do wish they would offer a no-date Bambino though, just for those who would wear this one occasionally rather than daily. Now, I showed you the price, but I haven't really talked about the price yet, which usually means I'm going to complain about the price. But today, I'm not. These are £299 for the three-hander, £389 for the Sun Moon, but don't forget your 10% discount, so that becomes £270 and £350. That puts them at only 15% more expensive than the regular, non-limited, non-anniversary standard model versions of their respective watches. I think that then is actually pretty good. I think the fact that you get a second colour complementary and eminently wearable strap for only 15% more means that this is a bit of a deal. I wouldn't necessarily put too much stock into the limited nature of these limited editions. 9,500 pieces worldwide is not exactly going to make the three-hander a hen's tooth, if you see what I mean. So buy it because you love it, not because you have any expectation of price appreciation. And Orient, a proud Japanese brand celebrating 75 years of rich and storied history, get their anniversary edition made in Thailand. Yes. Now, despite me having a couple of digs at it, that is nothing to be ashamed of. They're certainly not the only ones getting watches made out of Japan, and it's the same for the entire Bambino range these days. But I just wonder how much extra it would have cost had this one actually been made in Japan. It would have been nice. But if you do love the brand and the watch and you are looking for a Bambino in this size, then this is certainly an attractive proposition, especially when bought from an authorised dealer with full warranty and a 10% discount off the sticker price. So there you have it. It's easy to get a bit cynical about limited edition anniversary models, but these two are actually pretty good. Why not check out another couple of my favourites here or here? Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you again in the next one.